Well, this is an exciting day. Welcome back. It's been a long time. I've been away and I haven't been able to get out for some photography for a long time. But it's autumn. Autumn is upon us. We haven't quite got the full rich colours in the leaves yet, but some of the trees, like the beech trees, are certainly turning. It'll be a little bit longer before the oaks do that. Some of the silver birch will be turning as well. So we've got enough colour, I think, to be going on with. And it's a wet day, and now that's great for woodland photography because I really love the way that the wet weather, that the rain on the tree trunks really makes them stand out. They look that much darker against the colours of the foliage, and that just makes for some great images. Now, I need to introduce you to Betsy. And who's Betsy? Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know I'm normally out and about in some great big estate car. And I've decided that I'm going to try life in a camper van. Well, not the whole of life, but part of life. So I've bought myself a Toyota Alphard, and it's an import from Japan, and it has been converted to a camper, and I'm hoping that that's going to allow me to get out and about for some longer photo trips. Not today. Today is my first proper photographic outing in Betsy, and it's just a day trip, so I'll just be here from mid-morning, which is what it is now, until just beyond sunset, to see what I can make in this very variable autumn weather that we've got here. So we'll introduce you properly to Betsy on another occasion, but in the meantime I'm going to get ready to go out and get my boots on, get togged up. And what's nice is that just for a change I can do that here in the dry and in the warm before I get outside. Well, it is of course raining, and but that's fine. It's fine. We've got wet weather gear. We're okay. It's maybe one of those trips where I don't get very far from the road, so apologies for the traffic noise. But I like this tree. The branches really stand out. There is something about it. The way that it is standing guard over the path. It's kind of like a guardian, and it's really quite dramatic. So I'm going to get the camera out already. I'm literally 20 meters from the van, but I love this shape of this tree, and so I'm going to see if I can make something of it. Unfortunately, there is this silver birch. It's very straight. It's almost the antithesis of the oak. So you've got this gnarly oak with these really twisty shapes, and then you've got this very straight line of the silver birch just covering the left-hand edge of the frame, which is a bit of a shame, but nevertheless I think there's something to be done here. Now today I think one of the things I want to cover is photographic laziness on my part. So most of the photographs that I have taken over the last few months really, I've taken with my 24-200 Z lens. That's the Z24-200, and it's an f4 to f6.3. It's actually it's a nice lens. It's okay. But in my bag, I do have some other just amazing lenses, and I've not been using them. And some of them really expensive. It's like I either sell them or I use them. Now, if you watch Henry Turner's channel, until recently where he switched to the OM or Olympus system, he'd been using almost exclusively the Z24-200 and getting some lovely results with it. But also I do have a 24-70 f4 Z mount. So it's f4 right throughout the range. Not that a wide aperture is, it's not very wide, but not that a wide aperture is particularly important for landscape, but it's a really sharp lens, and some of my favourite shots that I've taken have been with that lens. Another lens that I've got in my bag that I have barely used is the 70-200 f2.8 Z mount. And I also have with that a 2x converter, teleconverter. So that can effectively give me a range up to 400mm. And I've barely used it. It's a very expensive piece of kit and I need to make up my mind. Am I going to use it or not? So today I have left the 24-200 at home. And I brought out both Z6 bodies. One of them has the 24-70 on it, and the other has the 70-200. And I've also got the 2x converter in it. So the framing of this shot has been a little bit tricky. My first instinct was to go for a portrait crop just on the tree itself, but actually it really needs the context. And so I've decided to include a little bit of foreground and also to place it in the right hand side of the frame, the right third. And these other trees on the left, it's almost like they're kind of waiting to, we'll use your imagination here, waiting to make their way up the path. And this impressive gnarly oak is standing in their way. So another variation that is really worth trying in these conditions is to use a circular polarizer. So I've set that up on here, done my shots f13 without it, and I'm going to try with a polarizer just to bring out a little bit more contrast in this scene. And there's not really that much light scattering off the foliage or anything like that, maybe a bit in the foreground here, and we'll see if we can take some of that away and just improve the contrast and the saturation. Now then, this time of year also means, it's time for mushrooms. Yes, wet autumn weather, just mushrooms everywhere, particularly in these beautiful rotting logs. Look at the textures in this, just full of this moss, this vibrant green, these beautiful dark tones. Now sadly I haven't got a macro lens. I have no macro lens, which is crazy really. But one of the beauties about this 70-200, it does allow you to get, for a telephoto zoom, it does let you get in pretty close. Now on this shot I've decided I really do want to separate out the background from the foreground. So I've gone for I think let's go to f4. You know, I'm just having a great time. I have come, well, as you can see, I'm probably now about 30 yards from the van, excuse me, and I'm just loving it. I've been here probably about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a quarter, something like that. And there's just so much just in this little spot. Well, it's absolutely chucking it down now, so I think I'm going to have to head back to the van, and if the weather clears up a bit, which hopefully it will do, once I've had lunch, then I'll be able to come back and do a little bit more here, because there is a beech tree behind you which I absolutely have to capture. Okay, the rain has stopped at last, and just quickly, this is that shot that I was really very keen to make of this very, very smooth bark on this, I'm thinking it's a beech tree down there actually. I'll go and check. The way that I framed it, as you can see, I've put the tree right on the left hand side here, and then the other a number of other trees, I've sort of positioned myself so they're separate, so they're not crossing over one another, and then a little bit of the path on the right hand side, balancing the green foliage to sort of top and left. So here's another absolutely gorgeous scene. I love this old beech tree here. It's clearly got a bit of age to it compared to some of the others, and so there's a fair bit of sort of like green lichen, stony sort of coloured lichen growing on it, and the wet is really sort of picking out the form of the trunk, and there's sort of multiple boughs to this trunk. And in the image here, it almost looks, I'll get you a little bit closer in. So in this image here, it almost looks as if the tree is in monochrome against this sort of beautiful verdant colour of the trees behind. So we've got some some more younger beech trees, there's probably some silver birch in there as well, and then the rich colours of the bracken. You know what, I feel like I have won the tree lottery today. It's amazing. I'm still probably about 150 yards from the van. That's it. That's all I've gone. And this is just such a beautiful part of the forest. Just look at this old beech tree. It's absolutely gorgeous. Just look how dark the bark is and how much it really stands out. So I've taken a couple of shots of this one. I've taken one single shot at, I think it was f5.6, something like that. Now I've also taken a shot at f11 to get a lot more of the tree in focus, really because it's very three-dimensional. A lot of these branches are coming quite a way towards me, and because there's a little bit of a breeze now and there's some movement in the leaves, I want to therefore keep the shutter speed reasonably slow, reasonably quick. I've put the ISO up to 800 for this shot, and 1/6 of a second, and I'll take several shots in the hope that between them I'll have one that's reasonably sharp. This is the last stage of today's little foray, and I may have left this bit a bit late, but I'm hoping to get some nice light for sunset. The sky is actually looking reasonable in that direction, but the sun is setting over there, and there's a big lump of cloud which may just unfortunately blow out all the colour. We shall see. Okay, so this isn't really the shot that I came here to shoot, but I really couldn't see a composition towards the sunset nearer the tree, and this pond is overfilled, so it's flooded its normal boundaries, and there's hardly a breath of wind. It's very still, and so we've got this beautiful, perfect reflection in the pond, of the oak tree opposite, and of the clouds and everything. It's just gorgeous. So I thought I would instead see if I can just make the most of this. That's what I'm going to do. So sunset is in about 15 minutes or so, 12 to 15 minutes. I'm just hoping that that cloud over there will move a bit that way, that the sun can break through underneath and light up all these clouds over here. That would just be amazing. This shot couldn't be simpler, really. The foreground interest is the pond and the reflection. There's just such a beautiful symmetry about it. This is the first time today that I've broken out the 24 to 70, and it just looks gorgeous on the back of the camera. I might just have time to fiddle around with a little bit of a circular polarizer. So our polarizer is on, and if I turn it, you can get an idea of just what sort of effect it's having, particularly on the reflection of the sky. And so just a matter of trying to find the sweet spot that reflects the kind of drama and contrast that I'm looking for. That's it. So now we've got a lovely equalization between the reflection in the pond and that little bit of cloud up in the sky there. So I started off today just really wanting to make use of these two rather nice lenses that I've got that I haven't been using, and I've got to say I'm really pleased. Most of the time I've been using the 70 to 200. Oh, there's action happening in the sky right now. I've got to get that. Fantastic. Wow, look at these clouds up here. Okay, I have relented. I have done a quick switch out to my Laowa 15mm lens because the sky is really starting to look a bit nice, and this is really becoming what the picture is about, and so I really needed to get more of it in, so hence the wider angle. So I decided on a slight change of perspective here and put the camera down on the mini tripod there, just so we can get a bit more of an angle up at the sky and include more of this lovely kind of purple, red, orange sky that's developing here. So there we go. Pretty much done, I think, for this shoot. I don't think we're going to get a lot more colour now. I'll just hang around a few minutes just in case. But yeah, it's been, I think, a successful day. I've really enjoyed getting these two lenses out, three in the end, the Laowa as well. But that's also part of the story, that, you know, I've been stuck using this 24 to 200 lens time after time after time and not really getting the others out to play. And so it's just been great fun getting the other ones out and seeing what I can do with them. The 15mm always has a character all of its own, a lovely lens. It's manual, it needs a bit more care in terms of use of it. The 24 to 70, absolutely sharp as nails, beautiful, pin sharp photographs with that one. Definitely a successful day. I think I'm about to pack up. Thanks for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you all again next time.